Aaron, it's a real zoo in here right now. I've got Tokyo in a Tokyo treat box. She's starving for a treat. I'm starving for a treat.
I know it seems like you need to go on some sort of excursion.
Excursion?
Mm-hmm. Involving animals and snacks, but I don't know the word for it.
You know who has a word for it, Aaron? Tokyo Treat Company.
Huh?
And they call it a snack-fari. Aaron, Tokyo Treat's calling it a snack-fari with this month's theme. And if you don't know what Tokyo Treat is, they invite you to experience Japan from the comfort of your own home through Tokyo Treat snack boxes.
Yeah, is it what Tokyo is currently eating from your hands?
It's like that, but for people.
Ooh.
Tokyo Treat is the exclusive monthly snack box packed with Japan's coolest and craziest treats. Each month, you'll get a Kit Kat flavor, chips, noodles, and some of the latest treats straight out of Japan.
Look, I know we're supposed to be doing an ad read, but I think we're both just watching this just beautiful little kitty going to town on their own treat.
And while she's all set, I'll take a look at the Tokyo Treat box that Tokyo Treat Co. sent us.
Mm-hmm.
Lovingly designed and even more lovingly packed full of snacks. Ooh. Snacks like terrific tiger cognac.
Whoa.
Lucky Giraffe mayo curry chips.
Ho, ho, ho.
Grape paw gummies.
Meow.
Vegetable animal crackers.
Honk, honk.
Animal unchoko.
Bark, bark.
And fiery fox radish bites. Ooh, doesn't that sound good? And take a look at this adorable booklet.
Ooh, that's
with information about the snack-fari.
That's almost as cute as Tokyo the cat. Sorry, a Tokyo tree. It's a close second.
It's full with cute animals, talking about pet pampering, cafe culture, powerful sidekicks.
Ooh.
See a little black cat?
Mm-hmm.
See it in double? And here's a limited edition Kit Kat. It's the salted caramel Kit Kat, Kit Kat Gold. I'm going to dig into one of those right now.
I got to get a box for me. Because you know I love a caramel or a caramel. And I love a salted or a salted.
Oh, Tokyo even wants one.
I'm just going to go give a blanket statement of do not feed any of these snacks to your pet.
Absolutely do not.
Yeah.
Feed yourself, despite how they beg.
Rub it in your pet's face that you can eat these snacks. Because how good is that? I can see on your face it's delightful.
Like everything that comes in a Tokyo treat box, I want to eat it all right now. That was delicious. And look, every time we get a Tokyo treat box, we can't help but recommend it as a gift to your friends, families, enemies, everybody that we let try Tokyo Treat wants it for themselves. So you can get your own by going to team.tokyotreat.com/Kame. That's team.tokyotreat.com/KAME. Use promo code KAME at checkout to get $5 off. Tell them Kame House Party sent you because they help support the show. And get to snacking. Get on that snack-fari already, would you?
I'm putting on my pith helmet.
Kame House Party.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Kame House Party, the world's bestest and only improv comedy Dragon Ball watch-along podcast, where we attempt to watch every episode and iteration of Dragon Ball. I am one of your hosts. My name is Vince.
I am one of your other hosts. My name is Aaron.
And we've got another excellent episode of Dragon Ball Z to cover. But before we get into all of that, we got to do a little Kame housekeeping. We're bringing you into our little Kame house, so we got to clean up a little bit, do the things that we need to set the stage. And the first piece of Kame housekeeping is the world famous UN sanctioned, checks notes and Olympic Committee approved 1 minute roundup. Gears sound like clink, 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 clink.
Professor, am I repaired yet?
Well, Willie, I hate to say this, but there's nothing I can do.
I'll never dance again.
Willie, I'm terribly sorry, but your ceramic gyroscope cracked after your last performance. And I don't have the materials to make a new one.
I thought something was wrong when everyone was booing me during my Olympic performance. And see. Regan's a robot. Plot twist.
Oh, God. I bit my tongue twice to keep from laughing.
I saw your face. I'm just like, I'm there. I'm on the borderline as well.
Well, that is an improvised scene that we do at the top of every episode to loosen or tighten our improv muscles for whatever this free-flowing conversation about the week's Dragon Ball Z episode will require of us. And then it leads us into the 1 minute roundup proper, where one of us, this time Aaron, has 60 seconds to summarize everything that has happened in Dragon Ball up until this point. And it's all 150 plus episodes of Dragon Ball Z, over 195 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. Oh my goodness. Why put ourselves through all of this, Aaron? Don't answer, because I'll answer for you. Because we want to do this as a service to our listeners, viewers, whoever's catching this, wherever they're catching this, so that they do not have to go back and watch every single episode of Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z to know where we are in our watch down, or listen to every single episode of Kame House Party to get the context of what we're talking about. Though many of you do, and we salute you for that. A little tip of the cap. And with that preamble all done, I have one question for you, Aaron. Are you ready to round up?
Yes, I am, because Dragon Ball is about 7 magic crystal balls. You collect them all, you get any wish you want, and stars Goku. He's the man. He's a boy, though, and he has a tail, and he does karate. He beats people up who want to use the Dragon Balls for bad, and he does this. He enters tournaments where he makes friends. He does this. He wins it finally. He gets married, has a kid. His brother comes from space and says, guess what? You're also from space. So he kills his brother, but then dies in the process and gets good at karate. Then he comes back to life and stops people from his home planet from destroying the Earth. Then he has to go to another planet to bring his homies back to life. He beats up Frieza by becoming the legendary Super Saiyan. He comes back to Earth. Shit happens, like a dude from the future saying you're going to die of a heart attack. So he takes a pill and he does it. And then he fights a bunch of androids. But the baddest android is a bug who sucks all the other androids to be perfect. And Goku's like, you know what? My son's got this. And his son did. And now Goku is super dead. But now he's in the next world. Is he still going to fight more? Thank you.
Aaron, I really enjoyed your refrain of, and he does this.
And he that's all stories are. I think Socrates quoted that. He put
all
that
stories.
in marble somewhere.
Yep. See, it is etched in some kind of stone in Latin.
Mm-hmm.
But Aaron, thank you for that 1 minute roundup. If you want to send in your own 1 minute roundup, you can email us at kamehousepartypod@gmail.com. Drop that MP3. We love hearing your takes on a 1 minute roundup. there aren't really any guardrails. You just gotta do whatever you want. You can take as many edits as you want. You can layer in music, sound effects, fart noises, whatever you want.
It has to be under a minute, though. That's the only thing.
It has to be just under 60 seconds.
I dare say your maximum amount is 59 seconds. 59.99999 seconds.
And we will look at the time signature, so you can't pull that over on us. But I can pull us over to the second and final piece of Kame housekeeping, where I let you, the listener, know that Aaron and I watched two different versions of the show. I watched the English dub version, while Aaron watched the Japanese language original English subtitled version, because comparing and contrasting is fun, and we get a lot out of it. And I can't wait to hear the differences between our two episodes. But the first thing that is usually different is the title. So I'm going to give you the English title for this week's episode, which is episode 196 of Dragon Ball Z. Tournament begins.
It does.
Okay.
It begins and it happens.
All right.
It doesn't finish. Mine might get sued by Disney, and you'll see here in a second, because my title for 100 and the episode 196, I'm adding articles left and right for no reason. My version of the episode, which was episode 196 of Dragon Ball Z, from the original Japanese, roughly translated is, I'm the best in the next world. Heroes of the ages assembled. Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah. Heroes of the ages assembled.
Because there's a lot of folks, a lot of crazy characters.
Oh, and I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about all these weirdos that have been training thousands of years only to get usurped by Goku.
Yep.
So let's get into it.
So what was it? Goku? He's just talking about Paku-chan. He's like, what a great guy, what a great fighter. Loves this dude.
Yeah. And then King Kai introduces Goku to the other warriors of the North Quadrant. And it is like a huge group. I guess it makes sense. But there are fighters like Bjorn, who fought off alien invaders on their planet. Sarta, who died 3,600 years ago, saving his planet from meteorites. And then Olibu, also from Earth. He's definitely not Hercules, right? He's a legally distinct version of Hercules.
Let's see. He doesn't wear some sort of lion skin.
No.
So there's that. Unless the lion went to hell. Couldn't come with him.
Hades said, that's mine.
Hercules did escape hell, if you go by the movie. And also mythology, I think.
I think that's the mythology, yeah.
He tried it. He said, not for me. But yeah, it's Hercules. I think in mine, King Kai's just like, he's so famous, they even put him in mythology. They still talk about him, Goku.
Oh, yeah. I think there's something along those lines that, like, Olibu is the hero that a lot of Earth myths are based on. So I had in my notes, he's Hercules and or He-Man, if He-Man was on Earth.
Maybe, if we go to our mythology and we look at Joseph Campbell and the hero of 1,000 faces, is this Jesus?
Is Olibu Jesus?
He could be.
Blonde hair, blue eyes. That's my kind of Jesus.
He's not a great fight. Yeah. They forgot all the cool fighting stuff that Jesus did. They left that out.
Jesus is the master of Wing Chun. Kikai goes on to tell Goku that all these fighters are working on their 10,000 years of training before they can get an audience or to train with Grand Kai. And of course, Goku's like, 10,000 years? Duh.
Can't even
Goku
count
hates
that.
waiting.
He does. He fighter privilege. he wants to skip the line.
And I think this is where Malcolm Gladwell got his 10,000 hours.
He's like, years? That's insane. But hours.
But hours? What if I made a career about talking about beef tallow?
Does he talk about beef tallow?
Oh my God. After the 10,000 hours, he was stretching and reaching for whatever he could grab onto. And then he talked about McDonald's fries and how they were better with beef tallow. Surprise, asshole.
Not wrong, but like, is there a book about it?
I don't know if there's a book, but there's definitely hours upon hours of a podcast series about it.
The beef with tallow?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I doubt he had the creative oomph to get that out. He probably said 10,000 tallow hours. The only format of title he can muster.
10,000 cups of tallow, please. I'm going to be an expert in dying. I mean, again, not wrong. But in these other okay. Then we hear singing in the distance, and we see the other two. We see all the other three Kais. They're skipping along, and their song is just like the Kai of the North has died.
Oh, okay. I wrote down the lyrics on mine.
Okay.
So it's D-E-A-D, D-E-A-D. Oh my gosh, it cannot be. D-E-A-D. North Kai's really dead. We found a halo on his head, and only one thing can be said. Congratulations, you're really dead.
Wow, that's great. You don't sing that on my birthday, actually. Let's get
No more happy birthday song.
Yeah.
The dead Kai song is what we must sing now.
That's what missing from birthdays. Now that happy birthday is in public domain, we need something commercial. We need a commercialized song to replace it. Someone needs to get their beak wet.
All we got to do is publish it, put it up on Spotify. It'll get millions of views as the anti-birthday song.
And then we'll do a version we'll do a different name for each version to pump up those views.
I mean, that's how you do it. I feel bad saying it, but like, that's what a lot of people are just like using AI generated tools just to make just bad stuff to boost their label or to boost whatever independent thing that they're doing. It's just like, well, what if we just made a bunch of copies of existing songs with like 2 notes changed or in a weird MIDI format? But look, we're not here to talk about the death of the music industry. We're here to talk about more dead fighters and a dead Kai.
So we're introduced into 2 new Kais because we met the Kai of the West, short, German,
monocle.
The Kai of the South, big, played for Georgia.
Yes.
Demolishes a Chick-fil-A.
Talks a little like this.
Ooh, that's nice.
Like, hey, I couldn't believe it. North Kai is really dead.
And then we have the Kai of the East, which I would say is just a woman in a hat.
A lady in a hat.
Yep.
That's right.
A coastal elite.
trying to think if her voice was anything particularly distinguishing. But it's more like, oh, North Kai.
Oh, that makes sense.
I can't believe you're really dead. I know how close that is to a Samantha. I know.
That's not, that's generic, like high society woman.
Yeah, she's definitely, she presents as the highest status character in every group, whether that's true or not.
Well, now that you're dead, there's finally a reason for the smell, darling.
Oh, snap.
Things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
King Kai does not like the Kai of the East. In mine, he's just like, keeps calling her an old biddy.
I love that insult.
Biddy, like, because it's not me. Yeah. It's one the kids can say.
It's one.
Hey,
It's-
kids.
One of those darn things that kids say that would be so cute, but also so offensive.
Oh, that's a spanking after church.
Absolutely. But
It's-
like in the moment, everybody's smiling.
Yeah, there's not going to be a public reprimand. You're not going to be publicly reprimanded. But once you're
Oh,
home,
when you get home,
that's a quiet car ride.
tan that hide when you get home.
There were
So the
Wait, did I feel like my parents let me get away with this because there's no way they would have fallen for it, but they might have appreciated my ingenuity. So, I was spanked. I'm fine. However you feel about that, it was a thing that happened to me, and it's fine.
okay.
In old cartoons, Looney Tunes, things of that nature, you would see children when they would get spanked. They would slide a book in their pants.
Oh.
And I'm like, it was one of those like when your dad gets home, you're getting spanked situations. And I'm like, well, book's gonna look too obvious. What if I threw a plate in my pants? And then
what a turn.
And then, so not only am I putting my nasty little child butt on a plate that I definitely didn't wash, I'm sure I just put it back in the cupboard. I put it in my pants. I got the belt to my bottom, and they did it. And they're like, all right. And I tried to pretend like it hurt. I had to act. And I'm like, my parents had to 100% know what was going on. There's no way they would have believed me.
I don't know.
And they just let it happen. It's either my parents one, didn't care, very likely. That might be the most likely thing. Two, didn't notice, which is insane to me.
Mhm.
It's a different sound.
Yeah, I'm trying to. That would a belt through denim onto a plate. That does not sound like meat. Can't feel like there's got to be you would assume there's an unfamiliar recoil or lack thereof on the plate.
There's a ding. There has to. So I think I assume my parents were just like, he tried. Can't fault him for that.
I hope your parents were like, I mean, yeah, he's trying to get around this, but he's still.
Oh, the psychological damage was done.
Yeah, like we got our point across. He knows he did something wrong. All he was trying to do was not be in pain for minutes after.
Honey, please wash every plate.
Just run all of them.
Yeah, get the bleach.
Run all of them through the dishwasher. Who knows how many times he's tried to just simulate it
How
when
many
we're
of
not
our-
around.
How many of our kids' butts have been in our plates?
Are they all doing it?
They're waving their little fannies at us. They're daring us now.
Oh, man. What restraint parents had to have back in the corporal punishment days. Not my cousin's parents. Not my aunts and uncles. No, they took their lookings in public.
Sometimes.
So, hey, I'm not telling tales out of school, but sometimes my cousins needed it. But thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
You're such a little schemer.
It is. I was crafty.
Yeah.
Spanking is interesting because to me, being the age I am and the experience I had, I hear like, I spank my kid. I'm like, yeah, you do that sometimes. And I know there are people out there who are yeah, it's just a different experience. Would I spank children? No. No, thank you. No need. Gross.
But you would assume that anybody doing it in this day and age understand the ramifications of such an act going forward, right?
Vince, people got spanked in school when I went to elementary school.
I don't think I witnessed that, but I know it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I know it happened.
Like teachers could be like, hey, we spanked your kid, and parents were like, thank you. And now parents are like, hey, teachers, actually, you should do what we say.
Hey, what if I told you how to do your job that you went to school for?
What if you raised my kid, but then I still gave you notes? All right, we're getting off topic.
We're getting a little far. We're getting a little far from Otherworld.
Personal. Because we
to swing all the way back. The Kais are now like, hey, since we've never seen a dead Kai before, we gotta celebrate. And then we get like a little bit of a reminder on how the universe works. Because while Goku is like looking confused, Olibu's like, remember, Goku, that we are an Otherworld, which is this layer above the regular world, and they go through the sphere, and above us is the Grand Kai's world. Blah blah blah. After that explanation is done, West Kai suggests that we celebrate the 300-year Kai reunion because this is also 300. It's been 300 years since they've seen each other all in the same place. And they want to celebrate the reunion with a tournament. Grand Kai quickly agrees, and he's like, I'll do you one better. To whomever bring... I'm trying to do this very sly Grand Kai. To whoever brings home the gold, I'll teach him a free lesson, baby. Like, I love Grand Kai's voice. I think... And I wrote down in my notes, and we'll get to it a little later. There's a lot of soul in this episode. Talk about dead bodies. But Grand Kai got that. I love the idea of a tournament. And I'll give you one better. Whoever wins gets a lesson from yours truly.
Is he just the announcer from Crazy Taxi?
Hey, you guys want to make some crazy money?
The tournament's set to The Offspring.
Yeah.
You got to beat up
could be.
someone in so many. He could be. But yeah, he calls the tournament the Anayoichi, which means best of the next world instead of best under the heavens.
I didn't get that. Just a basic ass tournament.
The first annual.
And then Grand Kai's like does some follow the leader, and like everybody just follows him down the hall.
He's skipping. He's skipping through the halls. Goes through doors like Scooby-Doo.
And he's muttering the whole time. He's like, oh, yeah, tournament, baby. It just made me laugh every time he just opened his mouth. Like, this way, tournament this way. All right, baby.
And everyone is just very silent in mine as they're like follow. They're just walking normally as a big group. And then they enter a room, and that room is just filled with space, like as in outer space is what it's chock full of.
Oh yeah, it's like many rooms that are filled with space and time. This one is filled with space. Goku can't keep his excitement in, and he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to fight." And Iskai calls him out. He's like, "Hey, you're too young to fight. There's no way. There's no way we'd let a guy this young fight in this tournament." Was there a different kind of conversation in yours?
Same sentiment of just like, oh, you just got here, Goku.
Mm-hmm.
You can't enter the tournament.
And then what is it? They challenge. They set up a race between the East Kai and Goku.
Mm-hmm.
If he beats the East Kai, they'll let him into the tournament. And then King Kai's like, "Hey, you gotta be careful. She's like one of the fastest in the universe." Which sounds like a blue blur that we once knew.
Once knew.
We actually saw him 2 episodes ago. The fastest in the universe.
Who, me, Gregory?
No, me, Bertha.
What a dumb name. Sounds like butter. Sounds like someone looked in a fridge and said, that'll do.
Okay, I know the bug ain't talking trash.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. First of all. Did you train Goku?
Train him? I ran around him a bunch.
And then
Vegeta stepped on my neck and killed me.
okay. Thank you for remembering. I forgot who beat you.
It wasn't, Goku knocked me down a bunch, but it was Vegeta who killed me.
And just so not too fast. Look, let's have a race is what I'm saying. Now that I'm visiting hell. I'm auditing hell.
A lot of us coming down here recently. Must be a tough job.
I don't get any credit, but I'm an autodidact. Plus nothing else to do. Technically,
Don't stop. I'm getting a lot of good insight into you.
Plus Bubbles is he went between you, me, and the wall. He went to the Snake Princess's place. He said now that the boys are tucked in, he can have some fun.
The one button I want to put on this scene is like they gestured to the wall and it's Raccoon scratching his butt. Huh?
A little toot comes out.
Sorry.
Talk about load bearing. But they do have, there is a race. And Kai of the East, she's a motorcycle mama. She's got a little scooter,
yeah.
a space scooter.
How'd you feel about the way that this race was animated? I thought it was pretty fine. for just like kind of an interstitial scene, just to give us a little bit of action, because there hasn't been any this entire episode until this point.
I like space vehicles that are open and or convertibles.
Yes, I agree.
Those are always fun, where it's not a ship. It's just like, what if someone had a Cadillac in space?
Star Trek, get on it.
Take that top off the Enterprise.
That's right. Look, the disc comes off. Why can't the top come off?
The disc comes off.
Oh, you didn't know this?
On purpose?
Yes.
For
the
why?
saucer section can separate from the two nacelles.
To do what?
Hey, increase maneuverability.
It just becomes a UFO.
Phasers. What?
It just becomes a UFO.
It just becomes a UFO. Yeah.
All right.
You gotta watch TNG, my guy. They do it like 3 times in the series.
Look, maybe I'll do it after this commercial.
Welcome, one and all, to Riley Hopkins and their amazing friends, the actual play podcast that steals. What does that mean? That means that we take stories from corporations and come back and tell our own fanfic-inspired actual plays with them. We do things like a Star Wars podcast that takes place 300 years after The Last Jedi. What if any Zoids media was good? We tell stories in those spaces that are better than the ones that the corporations tell us, because we're not fucking cowards. Please, come join us at Riley Hopkins and their amazing friends to hear a plethora of wonderful stories every once in a while on the Moonshot Podcast Network. Riley Hopkins and their amazing friends. Hosted by me, Riley Hopkins.
And we're back from the commercial break. And we're also back to see the winner of the race. Just before the commercial break hits in the show, Goku and Isekai are neck and neck. They cross the arch and Grand Kai is already there. And so he claims victory. Grand Kai's like, you didn't say who was in the race, and I got here first, didn't I?
Cheeky.
Oh, he's a cheeky guy.
Just so Goku can enter.
Mm-hmm. It's all right with me if Goku joins.
Yeah, I just want to listen to this guy talk all the time.
So then we cut to the arena, which is built into a giant asteroid in this interior space solar system kind of thing. We see the Kais all talking to their respective groups and squads, hyping them up. Like you pan across and you see like there's like it's just a sea of onlookers and people excited for this tournament. Grand Kai is in his appropriate Kai robes for the first time. We get a new announcer. I'm calling him Shroom Dude.
Okay. Perfect.
And again, this is where I wrote in my notes, a lot of soul in Otherworld. Because he's also got like a little bit of a like, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between.
Ooh.
So Dragon Ball's been woke forever.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Then in the breakdown of the rules of this tournament, I thought it was very important to highlight that if you cry, you lose.
They completely ignore it, that rule, as we'll see.
But
yeah, that was the big thing that I was like, you can't, there's no crying in this tournament. I mean, they are very old. That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you break a leg, we shoot you. There's the name of the tournament that Shroom Dude gives is the Kai of the North Dying commemorative Anayoichi tournament. So they're not going to drop that.
They're not going to drop it, and I hope they don't.
Why don't they just bring him back to life? What's the whole deal?
Comedy?
Okay, well, there you go. That's fine. That's a fine answer to me.
Literally think it's just that.
But yeah, they're explaining the rules. And then it's explained that the winner gets to train with the Grand Kai. There is someone from the East Galaxy, East section of the universe that's like, I'd rather have something yummy to eat. I'm like, yeah.
True.
If it's just a waiting game.
If the prize for making a 3-point shot at halftime at a Knicks game was you get to train with Jalen Brunson, I'm like, I'd rather get a sandwich with him. That seems hard.
I am curious how many of these people and other things are like, hey, you can either go to heaven and be a cloud, or you can keep your body to train. I'm just like, yeah, I'll train.
Mm-hmm.
Pass the chips.
For 10,000 years? Oh, no.
I still have a body.
Because, yeah, I think I'd be in your position. If I could be a disembodied soul or have my body, and all I have to do is run sprints for 10,000 years, guess I'll take it. I like my body.
It's I don't know life without it.
Precisely. Just like we don't know a tournament without a bracket.
Yes.
And this bracket is massive. But luckily we kind of speed through a lot of this first round. The fights that we do get to see that aren't just in like a compilation. I have like the first fight that we see is Olibu versus Chabachai, Olibu of the North, Chabachai of the East. Chabachai is super fast and small. He can make copies of himself out of the speed. Were you tracking this ability?
It seemed like he could. At first, I'm like, oh, he's so fast he can after image. But I believe it was confirmed that he can genuinely split himself up. And when you say short, like he comes up, he doesn't even come up to Olivia's knee, I don't think.
Oh yeah. He's a stout 3 foot tall. Yeah.
He's also the one that wanted food as a prize.
He's short and he's hungry. And he gives Olibu a little bit of work to do, but Olibu finally figures out like, oh, I can just jump and have the clones all attack me and dodge, and then they knock each other out by running into each other head first. So Olibu takes that victory, and you're like, oh, Olibu's got some skills, huh? Then we get to the first fight for Goku. Goku of the North versus Caterpie of the South.
Yes.
And I know what you're thinking, listeners who maybe didn't watch this episode. Caterpie, isn't that a Pokemon? Yes, and it's a fighter in this tournament.
It can be both.
Caterpie can hold multitudes because it is just a giant caterpillar with pants and gloves.
Yeah, a cartoon. I mean, I know this is a cartoon, but like a Looney Tunes style theme park mascot caterpillar.
And the way this fight plays out is it starts with Goku getting grabbed and then being subject to tickle torture.
Now, Goku, there are tears in his eyes as he's getting tickled. Is all I'm going to say. What constitutes crying?
You know, I think if you want to pick on Goku for crying in this moment, I think there's a difference between like the way that Goku was crying and the way that Caterpie cries in a second.
That's true. They both do cry.
They both cry, so maybe those are offsetting penalties and the fight continues. But Goku is like laugh crying in that way that is like fully uncontrollable. Like Caterpie, when Caterpie gets hurt, cries in a way that's like, I need help. Don't touch me. I also wrote in my notes because I thought this was a very funny depiction of like how people felt about the South Kai and their fighting style. Because during the tickle torture stuff that lasts a little long, everyone, the audience, the other Kais, the other fighters are all embarrassed by the tickle torture. And somebody calls out that it is a South Quadrant tactic to kind of do non-typical fighting moves.
In mine, it is, quote, the South Galaxy is a peaceful one. So that was the justification.
So they don't know fighting.
Yeah, this is how we fight.
Not just like, oh, the South Kai's kind of lazy and lets them do whatever they want.
It was, yeah, everyone's watching this tickle fight, like you said. It's just like, is this this guy's thing?
Yeah. Because Caterpie enjoys it a little too much.
Yeah.
But Goku can't take it anymore. He flexes his energy, knocks Caterpie up and then back down. The Caterpie, while he's down, starts to cry. And I wrote in my notes, he should have lost right then and there.
Yeah.
And then in his anger, Caterpie's like, oh, you know what? I didn't want to have to do this, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to transform. Does what a caterpillar does, creates a cocoon out of silk. And then South Kai is like, he's doing his big transformation technique. And everybody's like, well, how long will that take? And then the button is 12,000 years. And Goku is then declared the winner because nobody has that time to wait.
Yeah. Has he done this before? That's the question.
I would have assumed that someone as weak as Caterpie would have been pushed to do this anyway. But like, maybe he can de-transform like Frieza.
Maybe. Like once you get to the, like, hey, 10,000 years to meet the Grand Kai. Cool. For 1,200, I'm chrysalised up. So perfect.
Smart. Would have been smart. Also, probably would have been a more interesting fight if like Goku is challenged by a cocoon.
Yeah.
And then the minute Goku punches him,
he uses Harden.
A beautiful Butterfree comes out.
That's too much. For them, not... I would have liked to see that. But I don't... Look, like, that's kind of the end of the episode. It is Goku freaking out, like... Goku doesn't know what a TKO is, so he's very confused. Is what I think is happening.
Goku is like, there's not enough violence.
He's never won by points. But yeah, it's just, here's a bunch of wacky stuff that we're going to throw at Goku to get you prepared for the wacky stuff we're going to throw at Gohan.
I think you're very right that they were setting this up as a bridge to be like, hey, remember that Dragon Ball can be goofy and silly and still have action. But we'll see how the rest of this tournament goes. I'm very curious to see all the different fighters, as I have been throughout the beginning of this. can't wait to hear more crazy names like Mjorn, Sarta, Olibu, Chaba Chai,
Who's your money on? Who you bet?
Caterpie, and the like. I mean,
do you remember who wins? First of all, do you have insider information?
I do not remember who wins, but in my mind, Paikon should to humble Goku and to make him want to train more, right? Because the tournaments historically have set Goku up as like, hey, you've reached your peak for right now. Now go challenge everybody to see if you're really that good. And then he gets humbled by somebody.
Yeah. By some sort of pie.
And then by Tien Shinhan. And even the fight against Piccolo, he won, but he admits like he'd never been pushed that far before. And the tournament rules kind of did apply to that fight. So, and even Cell, the Cell Games tournament, Goku realized that he was outmatched, and he was like, "Well, my son can do it."
I mean, you're kind of right. Tournaments have not been the best place for Goku. Tournaments are where he learns.
It's the only time he can. It's like an intensive.
He doesn't have time for formal education.
like his studious son. But yeah, that's the end of this episode.
That is it. Short, goofy. I'm assuming more fights in the next few episodes.
I hope so.
Nick, Master Researcher Nick, has written in, giving us a little more information about some of these freaks that are fighting. They write, just throwing in some neat trivia about some fighters we see in the Otherworld Tournament saga. 1. The two small twin chicken feet fighters are actually recolored Shamoshians, a race of people first seen in DBZ Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. Well, we'll find that out in a few weeks.
It's like nice segue.
The turtle / lizard / Tai Chi man is a recolored Kanasin, a race of future-sighted warriors that first appear in Bardock, father of Goku. The regular dude wearing the black vest was Paikon's original design. Oh. Paikuhan and Paikon is, like you guys said, a Piccolo-type character. I feel like I need to read these in Pokédex voice. Hold on. Well, I'll do it for this one. Paikuhan / Paikon is, like you guys said, a Piccolo-type character. His name is a play on pecans, and Paikuhan literally translates to pork rib rice. Oh, that sounds so good, though.
Now I want some pork rib rice.
In Japan, he's played by Hikaru Minarikawa, who's also voiced Android 16. In the funny dub, he's voiced by Kyle Herbert, who also voices Adult Gohan and the narrator. Olabu's name is a play on olives, obviously, as you guys probably. Yeah.
We totally got that right, Aaron. High five.
Yeah. Greek, Roman. As you guys probably mentioned, he's just a strong fighter, immortalized in myth. But I always preferred how the dub considered him the fighter that Earth draws its strong guy monomyth from. Atlas, Thor, He-Man, etc. He-Man is not myth. Both of you have said this. He's a commercial.
No, but our master researcher said it, so I'm right.
Interestingly, he has recently become canon in Chapter 104 of Dragon Ball Super, where his statue is in a museum that Trunks' class visits. And then finally, why do villains keep their bodies? Filler mostly, but it is fun to see them pop up in sitcom hell from time to time. Remember, the Ginyu Force, minus Ginyu, did arrive at King Kai's planet only to get beat up by Tien, Chaozu, and Yamcha. I think, because their explanation in that episode was like, we just ran right past that guy.
It's true. Yeah, that was it. They're just unruly.
Yeah, they
They can't sit still long enough for them to take their bodies.
They didn't take a number.
They cut the line.
Mm-hmm. They didn't fill out the right form for their
King
body
M
to
was
be
just
taken
like,
away.
Let him go.
King Kai will take care of
it. It's his squadron after all.
Keep fighting, Master Researcher Nick. Nick, thank you for those little
Thank you, Nick.
tidbits. Again, we knew that Olibu was a play on olive.
Totally.
It's weird that you had to put that in the email because it's so obvious. And it's obvious that this is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching or listening. I was trying to think of a portmanteau of olives and obvious. Olivus.
Yeah.
Oblivious?
Olivus. Yeah.
Sure.
Don't think too hard.
Thank you. That's that other podcast. So what are we talking? Look, the main thing you need to know that on May 9th at 5 p.m. Eastern, on Goku Day, we are doing a charity stream to help raise money for the Cancer Research Institute. We are watching 4 of the Dragon Ball Z movies that we have not watched yet. Maybe more. So please tune in on May 9th. Support a very good cause. We're going to have a lot of funny folks on there. Old friends, new friends.
Friends that stand on rocks.
Yeah, friends we're tired of. Watch friendships end on the stream.
Friends on my couch, eating my snacks.
Get ready for 4 hours of Vince being just mildly annoyed at the lack of coaster usage. But yeah, it's you mention your couch because I will be there in person. We will no longer be in 2 separate rooms or 2 separate states for this stream. Please tune in. And please donate if you can. All the other stuff. Write to us. kamehousepartypod@gmail.com. We're over on Instagram. We are part of the Moonshot Network, a very fine network of podcasts. Go check out the other shows over there. You can find us on Twitch, like we said, twitch.tv/kamehouseparty. Are you gonna stream solo this week? Since I'll be gone.
We'll figure it out.
We'll see. There's stuff over there. Again, the main thing is May 9th. If you don't do anything else.
Yeah.
Don't go out. Look, don't go out on May 9th. It's scary out there. Stay inside. Watch us.
Stay inside.
Watch us watch a bunch of movies. Anything else?
Nothing but a hearty thank you to our listeners and to everybody on Patreon. Really appreciate it. And if you're on Patreon over the next weeks or so, you'll be getting weekly in your feeds the Daima Dump is coming to the Patreon. I got this set up so for the next month or so, every Thursday, Daima Dumps will be releasing that haven't already been dropped on the main feed as main feed filler. So you'll get those kind of exclusive, like more like a timed exclusive over there.
Yeah.
And yeah, May 9th, Goku Day, 5 p.m., twitch.tv/KameHouseParty. We're raising money for the Cancer Research Institute, cause that is literally near and dear to my heart. Because a lot of the research has gone to preserving my heart's function.
Mm-hmm.
And look, whether you are muttering under your breath, tournament, baby, or you're tickling Goku like a baby, you gotta
Key.
Fighty.
Choo-choo-goo.
Hey, don't be tickling me there. I'm the Grand Kai.
The bottom of my heart. Thank you, Akira Toriyama. Chala, head chala. Through every test, my heart furiously pounds, just like a mighty spirit bomb. Sparking! Breaking through the surrounding clouds, I fly away, embarking on a new journey. I take in the panorama. Kicked around the angry planet Earth's having a bad day. Volcanoes blow, kicking off the new drama. If within the polar ice I hear the call, roar, of a mighty dinosaur, I'm going to teach him to ride a ball. Chala, head chala. No matter what's ahead, I am feeling fine. Nothing can bring me down. Chala, head chala. Through every test, my heart furiously pounds, just like a mighty spirit bomb. Sparking! Woohoo! Yeah! Zooming through the sky on a flying roller coaster. A panic fills me up and makes me laugh as I fall for miles. The world turns upside down like a poster above my head. Butt-shaped mountains make me smile. Now there's no time to just lay down and cry. No matter what those odds are, I refuse to just shrivel up and die. 2, 3, 4, chala, hey head chala, yo! If someone says that you've got an empty head, you can fill it with your dreams. Chala, hey head chala, yo! With a smile and a passionate scream, I'm gonna fly, chala, hey head chala, yo! No matter what's ahead, I am feeling fine. Nothing's gonna bring me down. Chala, hey head chala, yo! Be cool, don't be afraid, my soul's fired up, just like a mighty spirit bomb. Sparking! Kame, Hame,